Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to be looking at the top 5 coolest MMORPGs I found that will be releasing next year. Quickly, before we get started, if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. And hey, it will help me out, so make sure you do me one by clicking that red button down below. But anyways, you guys get the point, so without further ado, let's look at my top 5 MMORPGs that will be coming out next year. First up, in my number 5 spot, we have a game called Ascent Infinite Realm, or rather Air for short. And the name kind of says it all, as in Air you will literally take aim to the skies, as the majority of the game you will be flying throughout the world. Air is actually created by the same creators of another popular MMORPG called Peria, which some of you might have heard of before. Ascent Infinite Realm, or rather Air, was made with Unreal Engine 3, but don't let that deceive you, as the game looks truly stunning in terms of realistic visuals and bright, vibrant colors. The game looks like it may take place sometime in the future, as in the trailer we see huge flying steampunk battleships fighting each other, which let me tell you looks super awesome. From the get-go at the start of the game, you'll get your first flying mount, and you'll be prompted to fly the skies doing your first few quests in the air, which is pretty cool. There will be ground quests and combat as well, so don't worry about that, as we'll still get some ground action. So if you like insanely realistic graphics and massive flying steampunk battleships, this could be a pretty cool game to play when it comes out. The game currently is in beta, but not in the West as of right now, sadly. The exact release date is to be decided as of right now, but it said that it should be releasing sometime next year. Next up, in my number 4 spot of MMORPGs that I'm looking forward to trying out is Lost Ark. Lost Ark looks to be very similar to your common MMORPG, although this one is from a top-down perspective. And the combat looks really awesome, as well as visuals, which honestly these days all the new games have great visuals. From the looks of it, it looks like you'll be able to collect items, explore caverns, sail boats on the sea, traverse grassy plains, as well as complete deadly dungeons. It looks like there is also some sort of PvP game mode as well. Overall, it looks really cool, as it seems like there's a lot of stuff you can do. And the art style in the game definitely fits the overall theme. There have been a lot of rumors that the game will be coming out late this year, but it seems like the Western release may be drifting to sometime early next year. We can't say for sure that it'll be a fun game to play, but from the trailers that we have seen, it looks really promising. But nevertheless, overall I'm pretty hyped for this one. Okay, so my third spot for the best MMORPGs coming out next year is called Crowfall, and it's much different than any of the other games on this list because the majority of the game is all PvP. So if you're not into the more PvE MMORPGs with quests and dungeons, you may like this game. You'll be able to form guilds with your friends and players you've met in Crowfall to be able to participate in huge guild battles for rewards. There is also an open world zone where you can PvP, you'll be able to level up your character, and there are 11 unique classes to choose from, which is really awesome as well as 11 races. And there are even a lot of resource gathering elements in the game like mining, gathering, and woodcutting. There is also an extremely in-depth profession system as well. From what I have seen, the game looks really good with its more cartoony art style, as there is a lot of bright colors and spells and attacks that look really nice. The game's graphics sort of remind me of Dauntless in a way, as they look pretty similar. In all of the Crowfall trailers I've seen, the combat looks really smooth and satisfying, which is to be expected from a PvP game, but it's good to know that we have the green light, at least from a first look perspective. So, I am pretty excited to try out Crowfall. I'm not sure if I would play it a ton, but it may be fun to try out for the combat. Crowfall is currently in beta, but it most likely won't be releasing until late next year. I think I forgot to say this at the start of the video, but if you guys are interested in signing up for any of the game's betas, I'll have links in the description for games on this list with Western betas. But anyways, let's move to the number 2 spot. The creators of a new game coming out called Chronicles of Elyria claim that this game will be different to your generic MMORPG, which are pretty bold words, but that's in fact what they are claiming. Can I say for sure that it's true? No, but I can say the game looks pretty epic from what I've seen. It takes place in a medieval setting, with kingdoms, villages, knights, and swordplay. From what I've seen, there will be different races, as well as a pretty in-depth character created to go with it. Soulbound Studios says that in the game world, your character will even age and eventually die. But in that time, you'll be able to own your own house, marry someone, and have a family. There will be lots of in-game politics, and you'll even be able to climb the ranks and start your own kingdom if you wanted. Hey, and there's a horse jousting PvP mode that looks pretty cool if you're not into anything else I've already mentioned. The release for this game is not confirmed, but it has been said that there should be at least some sort of beta phase by late this year, as the game's been in development for about 4 years now. I am definitely excited to try and become the ruler of a kingdom in this new MMORPG when it releases, but before then, let's take a look at our number 1 spot on this list. The MMORPG that I am most excited for next year is called Peria Chronicles. It is a new anime MMORPG that has been in development for over 7 years now, and it should be releasing sometime next year as it's already in its first beta phase over in the East. Peria Chronicles is much different to your standard MMORPG, as according to Nexon, the developers, the majority of the things you'll be doing in the game, like questing and exploring, will all be created by the players. Peria Chronicles has an extremely in-depth sandbox mode where you can literally create everything that is possible in the game world. If that means you wanted to make a flying city, an evil underground dungeon, to a whole entire fully crafted world and story with NPCs and enemies. Honestly, it's mind-blowing seeing how much you can do with the sandbox mode in Peria Chronicles. Once you have made your own world, you can make it public, allowing others to play it. It should be pretty interesting, as supposedly every time you log in, you'll have a brand new adventure to play through. The game also has a cool pet fighting system, as well as some character creation beyond what I've ever seen before. The game visuals also look really stunning. The game is unique, and it's really something we haven't seen before. I also really like anime, I'm not gonna lie, so that's also another reason why I put this at my #1 most anticipated MMORPG of next year. If you do want to learn more about Peria Chronicles, I actually created a video a few weeks ago going more in depth about what the game is actually about. So if you are interested in Peria Chronicles, feel free to go and check that video out by clicking the pop-up in the top right of the screen. If you did find this video somewhat cool or useful, and you are a huge fan of MMORPGs, please make sure you do subscribe, as I will be making much more cool videos like this in the future. And honestly, I'd really appreciate it. But aside from that, this was my top 5 most anticipated MMORPGs coming next year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I think that's what you're supposed to say. Yeah, that sounds about right. But anyways, peace.